So you want to write a novel. But the question is, where do you begin? How does one simply complete a full novel? How does one simply compose a worthy novel that your readers will absolutely love? Well, that's where I come in. In today's video, I will be sharing with you the steps that it will take in order to complete a full novel. So if you would like to find out how to complete your first novel, then stay tuned and keep on watching. Before I forget, be sure and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it and if you want to see more writing videos. And don't forget to hit that red subscribe button so you'll never miss any more writing videos here on my channel. And go ahead and turn on that bell icon so that way you'll get notified when I do post a new video. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Before you even begin writing a novel, you'll need to know the 5 basic phases that every novel will go through, known as brainstorming, planning, writing, editing, and publishing. Writing a novel is not easy. It takes time and a lot of patience. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Every novel begins with an initial idea, which will cover your general storyline, a handful of characters, your story's atmosphere, and the conflict in your story. With these in mind, you'll be able to dig deeper into the understanding of your story, because the more you understand your storyline, the more your initial idea will naturally evolve. There's a complete range of possibilities that will help your idea flow. You can look at everyday things for inspiration. You need to always keep a notebook and a writing utensil on you in order to record all of your thoughts when inspiration strikes. Once you have your initial idea, it's time to create the summary, which is also known as the synopsis of your story. This is the overall core idea of what your book will be about. It is a great way to get an overview of your storyline in a much simpler version. You got your synopsis done. Now it's time to move on to creating a full outline of your novel. An outline serves as a roadmap for your novel, making sure that it goes in all the right directions. You'll always go back to your outline when writing your novel, whether you happen to come up with a new idea or you need to remember something about your book. You'll be using your outline for everything, through the whole writing process and through the whole publishing process. The outline is a valuable writing tool when writing your novel. It's one of the things you want to do right the first time rather than recreating it later on or struggling during the whole actual writing process. Part of the outlining process is creating the characters in your story. Creating believable characters is basically dreaming up real-life people with complete personalities, unique psychologies, backstories, likes, dislikes, etc. You need to learn everything about your characters. You need to include notes on their arc, backstory, personality, and inner conflict. Your characters don't have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has a flaw. Give your characters a flaw. So the more you create a full cast of characters, the easier it will be. Once you create your characters, then you need to think about the role that each of your characters will play in your storyline. Once you've done that, it's time to create the structure of your story. This gives you a rough framework to test the plot of your novel, identify any plot holes, and strengthen weak plot lines. Basic structure of your story is the hook, the first plot point, the midpoint, the third plot point, the climax, and the resolution. You got your outline done, you've created your character list, you have your story structure all lined out. Now it's time to actually write the first draft. It will be naturally intimidating, but it's not impossible. Your first draft does not need to be good. It just needs to be decent. It's just giving you a rough draft of your novel. It doesn't matter how well prepared you are. It's impossible to finish your novel if you don't actually take the time to sit down and actually put words on the page. So congratulations! You've completed your first draft. Now it's time to put it to the side and forget about it while you rest. This will give you the chance to recharge your brain after spending all that hard work on your first draft. Plus, it gives you time away from your story, which will then make the editing process much easier later on. Now, this is you transitioning from the writing mode to the editing mode. So you need to rest for a couple weeks, but no longer than 1 to 2 months. But don't completely forget about your novel. You want to keep the momentum flowing. So you've returned to your novel. Now it's time to do some editing. Editing your novel gives you a more understanding of how you want the plot of your story to all play out. As you read through your first draft, you need to highlight and mark anything that doesn't seem right or that doesn't make sense. You jot down any notes for things that you'd like to change or that you think that needs some improvement. You need to remember these thoughts when editing your novel. Does your plot have a strong and compelling conflict? Do your characters play a distinctive role in your story's conflict? Are your character arcs well represented? Does your plot have clear turning points and good pacing? Are there any parts of your novel that need to be removed? During this process, you need to focus on whether your story works as a whole, regardless of how well written it is. While editing, don't forget about simple grammar, spelling, punctuation, and fixing prose. You need to always remember that. You'll be redoing and shuffling around large chunks of your novel. Be sure to always reference your outline whenever you need to get an overview of your story as a whole. Your outline will help you remember exactly what your whole story is about. Once you feel confident that your story will work out entirely, then it's time to get some feedback. Don't ever be afraid of sharing your novel with your friends and family. It's officially safe to share your creation with others. The feedback can come from lots of sources: beta readers, critique partners, professional editors, and from other writing friends. So once you received all of your feedback, you need to be sure that you actually apply it to your novel. It will improve and strengthen your plot tremendously. Now it's time to attend to the finer details of your novel, including prose, clarity, grammar, spelling, and punctuation. Once you make these final changes, you are ready for the home stretch. It is a very tedious step because you need to scan through your whole draft line by line, double checking that all your spelling and your punctuation are flawless. You'll spend at least a few weeks with this step, but it's worth it because you'll feel more than proud of your novel. Congratulations, you're officially to the final production stage of your novel, publishing it. You can do it yourself through self-publishing, or you can have someone publish it for you through traditional publishing. If you do traditional publishing, you want to query literary agents and look at publishing houses. If you do self-publishing, you have complete control of everything in your novel. You're responsible for everything. That's why it's self-publishing. The best thing to do is to take it one step at a time. Be patient and go slow. Don't rush it. So once you got your book published, now it's time to launch it. After all the hard work that went into your book, you can officially give yourself a pat on the back. You will now be able to hold your finished novel in your very own hands. Launching your book is the most magical feeling that you get once your novel is officially completed. You officially accomplished a huge milestone. So now it's time to celebrate! Share your book with everyone around you. Take in how amazing and real it is to have your own copy of your own book. With complete patience and taking it each step at a time, you will be able to overcome the obstacle. The whole process is indeed overwhelming, but not each individual step it is. Take it one step at a time. And go slow. Don't rush it. Because, like I said, it's not as easy as you think, but it's never impossible. If you want to write a book, then do it. Go for it. Anybody can write a book. It gets easier the more you write. So enjoy and have fun with writing your book. And soon enough, you'll eventually become an author. So anybody can do anything that they put their mind to. So, like I said, if you want to write a book, go for it. I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope I inspired some of you to go and write your very own book and get it published, because it'll feel so good to accomplish that and to achieve this accomplishment. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, give it a big thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to hit that red subscribe button so you'll never miss any of my videos. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!